All right, Blowhard tutorial. Let's fucking go. Oh, it looks like I'm talking in this VOD as well. Let's take a look. This is right from my world record VOD. Oh, that's not good right off the bat. So what you want to do right at the beginning of this level is as you're coming in, right when you land right about here, as you jump, you hit a quick X input. Let's see where the X is at. There's my X input down in the input viewer right there. At the X, but it just didn't see the jump. I must have pressed it a smidge early. But right when you land here, you want to jump and fade back into those boxes. I unfortunately got a turnaround, so it is what it is.
Fast cycle now.
So now you can hear me talking about fast cycle right here. This whole first half of the level is going to come down to the cycles that you get once you enter the inner area right here. So let's take a look at that. Careful with that extra green right there. See, I gave myself that extra attempt on the green there. An extra little charging jump. Careful with these boxes. God, these fucking spring boxes and these wizards. Let's just take a moment and just talk about how fucked up the hitboxes are on these wizards. Just in these enemies in general, it's so awkward to hit the proper line here. It requires a lot of fading back and kind of following alongside like a weird hitbox. So if you don't be surprised if you miss anything in this section. Be ready to miss stuff. In fact, try to extra hit stuff in this section so that you don't like. It's easy to miss stuff. Is my point. But because I was a little slow, these two wizards ended up in a good spot right here. If you're a little faster, usually this wizard will be right about here, and this wizard will be right about here. So that'll force your movement to be even more awkward. You'll have to charge, recharge into the other one, maybe even jump charge into the spring box. But luckily, because I was slow, they gave me an easier line. Now, this box really pushed Spyro's face all the way into that. I got lucky I grabbed that one. You can see I just barely flamed it. Look at that. Barely flamed that one. Keep it moving. Hit this guy. Yeah, so that's really good right there. Let's just take a moment, just watch that section in full speed right there. Charge, charge, flame, flame, and then flame charge this guy, and that's coming from a blind camera. That last guy right there is going to give you trouble. Now, I can't get fast cycle because of this bonk now, but I did glide around the side there. There's a couple different options you can take at this spot right here. You could actually just run right off the edge and glide right. Like run off this ledge down here, glide to here, and then jump charge down. That's technically a little faster than this strategy, which I did in World Record, where you do a jumping charge and then do a mini wall glide in order to charge over this ledge. Essentially, you want to try to get the tightest jump over this ledge onto the bottom part as possible, because there's a blue gem right down here. And that blue gem is a motherfucker. Whoever put that blue gem there is a son of a bitch, because that is one of the hardest gems to grab quickly in the entire game, in my opinion. But I got lucky with it. Sparks saw it. Now, I have to wait for these cycles right here. If I'd have been quicker, I would have been able to catch this while it was moving up rather than while it was moving down. And so I have to wait for it to come back up. So this is what we would call slow cycle here.
Between missed Boldar skip and missed...
Go through these, and then... I like, you know, if you want to, you can get a jump charge right here. Like, take a look at this in slow-mo. Hit these and then jump charge. But just don't be careful not to hit the dragon too far on the back. You want to hit this dragon as far up towards its front as possible.
Skip and missed fast cycle. Let's just...
But the reason we get those boxes around back first instead of touching the dragon earlier is because the dragon spits you out on the other side. So it's really a very minor time save. If it's more comfortable for you, you could totally grab the dragon first. But like this is just how we do it in the route. And now, the cool thing about this is grabbing the dragon later. The cool thing about it is it puts the camera in this beautiful spot that you can see exactly what's happening with these cycles right here. So you can see, I can see already as I'm coming here, it's like, okay, these are moving back this way. That one's moving back here. So when I do this jump, I'm going to be expecting this platform to be right next to him, so I could just keep charging through him. And let's take a look at it. Let's watch it in slow-mo, actually, as we see this part. Jump and then flame as you're charging through this stuff. Flame as you're charging through this stuff. That's something that's going to really help you a lot, is flaming earlier rather than later. A lot of people in their brains will think like, okay, well, let me get this gem first, then flame this guy, then grab this gem, then flame that guy. You're making it harder for yourself than you need to. Just flame. These guys auto flame charge. If you flame them, their gem will home in. So if you flame them while landing on these two platforms, then it stops you from having to land on the wizard platforms. It just makes the whole process easier. So let's watch that in full motion.
Understandable.
Yeah, and the flame goes super far. So the earlier you flame there, the easier you make it for yourself. That section's really hard if you don't do that. With this is the first, well, the second of the Boldar, pardon me, the Boldar, the what's his name, Metalhead. Blowhard. This is the second of the Blowhard encounters right here. And with Blowhard, his hitbox is right where his eyeballs are right there. You would think that just flaming him like on this yellow part right here would be sufficient, but it's absolutely not. You have to flame him up here in this spot. So usually what we'll opt to do for safety is jump, flame charge. Just like that. Wait for his gem to hit you. Now what you could do, if you're at gold or blue sparks at this point, is what you should do, pardon me, is hit this fireworks box. But if you hit it anywhere on this side, you're going to get launched off the edge and die, which is going to be a huge time loss. The safe strat is to come around the left-hand side and hit it somewhere around here, but it's actually slightly faster, as John proved in the task, to come around and hit it kind of more on the side where that yellow gem is, to come around the right-hand side. You can see, optimally speaking, from this spot right here, it is a quicker line to go to the right-hand side. So that's just one consideration as far as charging into that chest goes. Love that. Okay, I love... This is one of my favorite double chests in the whole game. What you have to do is be turning right as you come in this area. See, I'm turning right. What I'm trying to do is actually kind of hit this far back one first as I'm curving right to left. Okay, really make sure Spyro's snout is as far into this little spot as possible. I can't walk forward anymore through this little section right here, even though it looks like Spyro has enough room. I'm blocked by the hitboxes, right? So I get all the way into this little section. Let's watch that in slow motion. I get all the way in this section, turn right, and then curve left as I'm doing that. See what I'm saying? Hard right and then curving left. And that's what makes it consistent. Let's keep going here. As you go up in this section right here, make sure you jump. The crucial part right here is jumping in the middle of this area right here. You'd think that you'd want to bear as hard as possible here, but actually what's that's going to do is that's going to cause Blowhard to give you a less optimal cycle. And you can see I bared right against the wall, and look what happens with Blowhard. Boom. He normally what you'd want him to do is land right in the middle. That saves you about a second or two. But if you don't do it optimally like that, he'll go into this little corner spot. Not a huge deal. I mean, it's like a couple seconds, but it's a thing, right? I also was very ballsy to grab that purple out of the air. That's a thing you can do. Take a look at this. So I actually roll into, after killing Blowhard, roll into him. And then once I know I have all of those yellows collected, jump out of the air to grab that purple. That's ballsy, but it is quick. Be careful with that last box right there. The way you land on it, sometimes you can miss the green even though you charge through it. Because sometimes maybe you jump too high or like the height doesn't work out. Sparks is very finicky with his height. So if you charge a box from too high or too low or too much off to the side, sometimes you won't see it. Or if there's like a gem that's right underneath you or right above you, Sparks won't see that either. So this box kind of exemplifies that sort of weird flaw in Sparks. So just be careful with it. Make sure that the gem is homing in like before you touch the return home portal. You're going to be jumping before you know. But at this point, it's like if the gem wasn't homing in, like at this point right here, I would know and I would fade back, right? And that's what you should do. You don't want to exit this level with that last gem being missed. That's happened to me in many runs. And that's it for Blowhard right there. One of the shortest levels in the game and one of the most gem-intensive levels. There's a couple of cycles you need to catch here in this level. Well, there's the one cycle you need to catch in this level. And the hitboxes, God, the hitboxes in this level are just a mess. This is one of the hardest levels to optimize properly. But just keep some of these things in mind. If you're ready for the bullshit, then you'll be able to deal with it accordingly. But sometimes you just have to learn. This is one of those levels where it's kind of like a trial by fire. You're going to have to fuck up and miss a lot of thieves that you should have hit. Pardon me, wizards that you should have hit. You're going to have to miss a lot of Blowhard hits that you should have hit. You're going to die in the lava a shit ton in the inner area a bunch. You're going to miss that blue gem. You're going to miss this. You're going to miss that. You're going to get killed by the fireworks chest. You're going to miss the double. You're going to get a bad cycle on the third Blowhard. That's what this level is all about. Until you experience that a few times and learn how to maneuver around that, then that's what it's going to take to get comfortable with this level at a high level. So yeah, that's just my advice and my kind of review on Blowhard. It's a fun level when it does go right. I would say this Blowhard in this video right here did not go that well. I missed the cycle. I had some errors, but I still made it work because I was considering all the bullshit that was happening and I was ready for it accordingly. So that's what I hope can be the case for you as you're going through this stuff. I mean, it's really hard. Like I said, it's really hard to get a perfect level, whether it's Blowhard or any others. So just being ready for the bullshit is really key, and this level exemplifies that. So without any further ado, guys, I will see you in the next one. And thanks for watching. I love you. And butt sex, smoke weed every day. Peace. Mwah.